It's not nothing. People get glimmers. Glimmers are good. You can make decisions on glimmers.
The world is getting crazier. People are acting more and more insane. The end of the world is tomorrow. Tomorrow. There's only one thing to do when the world is falling apart. Listen to Basil and Gonz as they discuss this week's news and events through the lens of Bible prophecy. You are listening to Canary Cry NewsTalk.
You're listening to Canary Cry NewsTalk. Today is November 2nd, 2022, and we are live to tape on episode 555. And today, the Troll World Order. And signing on from Off the Grid, Razzle Dazzle. I'm your best buddy, Basil.
And my name is Gonz, formerly of the Face Like the Sun YouTube channel, director of the Age of Deceit films, who also happens to be your favorite Asian provocateur for Christ, a.k.a. the Cabana Boy, live to tape from California, to serve you a podcast that brings you the best news, which is the gospel message of Jesus Christ, while reporting the egregious with a well-rounded, biblically grounded take on world events. And today's immersion phenomenon is Basil, just simply trollification, troll world order.
Trollery.
Troll. Yeah, it's just troll. Well, you had the verb troll. Yeah. It's to go about a stroll, 14th century. But in the internet sense, which I think is hilarious, if you go to the etymology dictionary online, you look up words, and in the definition of troll as a verb, there's a section that says the internet sense, and then in parentheses, everyone seems to have his own definition of it. Seems to date to the late 1980s. Thought that was a funny thing to put in a relatively official, etymololine.com. Etymological dictionary. But also troll as a noun, supernatural being in Scandinavian mythology and folklore, 1610s. Old Norse troll.
They love their trolls. What's up, Canary Cry Scandinavians?
Yeah, giant being not of the human race, evil spirit or monster. So pretty familiar to our sort of,
it's
milieu.
A bit of a misnomer because not all trolls are evil as far as the Norse are concerned. I could also be entirely wrong about that, so don't listen to me.
Yeah, they seem to have changed form in later years, becoming dwarfs and imps who live, in caves. Perhaps a sort of a strange analogy to the whole idea of, Jesus sending these bad angels to Tartarus, under the underworld. I'm racist?
Racism. Oh my gosh. No, not you. Trolls.
Trolls are racist.
Anywho.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Well, guys, we got a great show today. Shall I give you a bit of a rundown?
Shall you?
Oh, no, here's Basil.
Let me bring you up to speed.
That's right. First, we'll be checking in with the king of the trolls himself, Elon Musk, and his Halloween costume causing quite a stir. Of course, checking in with SpaceX and things like that, but also something I'm very excited that Elon might do unless he's trolling us. Then we'll be checking in with Flippy, our robot frenemy, and how Flippy is poised to change our relationships with animals. Then we've got more unfolding news with the Pelosi attack, and what indeed was that used to distract from? And we'll be checking in with The Intercept with a new expansive report on what the Biden administration is up to regarding the internet and censorship and things like that. Then, of course, it's Wednesday. We'll be checking in with Eastern Europe, Ukraine, Russia. More trolls, baby. Trolls are everywhere. But also, Putin getting on the desatanization train himself. So we'll see what is being done over there for that. Now, COVID. Topic 2, COVID. I don't know. We might be too hot for YouTube, but maybe not. I think it's an important conversation. This came out during last episode, which made me a little antsy to get to it, but we saved it for this episode. The Atlantic wants to declare pandemic amnesty. What does that mean? Who gets amnesty?
Do we?
And That is a great question,
We
Gons.
should.
How do we apply for pandemic amnesty? And then, of course, Gons will be rounding out the show with a Nephilim update. But first, Gons, our lead stories.
Our lead stories. Elon.
You are already sort of a cybernetic symbiote. Neural nets are taking over from regular programming. So you are connected.
Are we? Mr. Musk,
Are we?
who's obviously everyone's been talking about his costume from Halloween.
Yes, the Halloween costume. His Reformation Day costume.
Yes, this is his Martin Luther moment, I suppose, in a sense, wearing the Devil's Champion, a $7,500 leather armor suit that has what looks sort of like a Baphomet goat thing in the middle with an upside down cross on the forehead.
I think it seems to be explicitly a Baphomet head with an upside down cross on the
Yeah,
forehead.
and it appears again on the forearm armor pieces. I don't know, the outfit pieces, as well as his knees.
Gauntlets or wrist bracers,
bracers,
as they're
yes,
called
amulets.
in on the cosplay circuit.
Yes, you
there,
have the lingo down.
Gons.
I need some support here because I don't know all the proper lingo.
This is an excellent piece of cosplay
Mm-hmm.
for old Elon here. Cosplay, of course, the hobby, the practice, the art form,
The expression.
I don't know, dressing up in costumes, usually of a character of a video game or a piece of pop culture. I'm not sure what the Devil's Champion is, if that's a reference to something.
Allegedly, nobody knows who he is trying to look like, and there are some people on TikTok and Instagram and stuff that are suggesting that he's revealing himself. He is saying that I am this new character. I am the Antichrist. Look at me. I'm dressed for the part.
Antichrist, Devil's Advocate, Devil's Champion, stuff like that. I think there's a couple different angles that people are talking about it from. But yeah, I mean, it looks like something from a video game. I'm thinking not Devil May Cry, but something like Devil May Cry. I don't know. I'm sure somebody out there has a better line on what exactly he's dressing up as.
Well, I have the Abraca brand NYC.com, I think, actually has the outfit for sale. That's where the $7,500 price tag
so it's
comes
like
from.
a artisan manufactured type of piece.
Yeah, and you
he's
can get
wearing.
a good look at the goat head here, and it's certainly yes, it's the Baphomet with the upside down cross on its forehead. So, on the armor, it's on Elon's chest. So, very interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. You think he's just trolling? He's playing the
Well, no,
Devil's
I think it's
advocate.
multiple things. Yeah, I think in his view, if the PR, his response to us talking about him, of course, would be, if he was asked, I think he's, been demonized for so many reasons, for, free speech advocacy or whatever. Especially with the Twitter thing, he's sort of the new hot thing to demonize. Or I think there's a connection there with the Devil's Advocate, of course, free speech being evil nowadays. I think that's what he and his sort of supporters or defenders or something would say about it. But yeah, it's certainly an explicitly sort of satanic look. And I think it's interesting because it's an interesting data point because nobody can quite say that he's pandering to the Christian right by wearing one of these things.
No. Well, maybe that's his shield.
Confusing.
Maybe that's his shield to be able to do the conservative thing or the free speech thing and not be associated with all the Christian nationalism and far right and toe that line kind of thing. Where
exactly.
It is confusing because a lot of conservatives were, the Republicans are really for Trump and even the Kanye thing. And now with Elon, and all these guys have sort of flashed satanic kind of stuff. Remember Trump and Kanye with their dragon energy, and they're all pumped about their dragon energy. So stuff like that so it throws a little wrench in the I don't know, the argument or the presentation of the arguments for, political, I don't know, sides. And especially the conservative side. But and also just to mention, Elon tweeted out this photo. I believe that is his sister to his right, dressed as what looks, I guess, a Blues Brother, but also as a CIA agent is what she looks like. And then her mother, May Musk, who, already kind of looked like Cruella de Vil. I think she went full Cruella, just being herself for Halloween. But I don't know if that's exactly what she was, or she's just dressed in, I don't know, a black trench
like
coat.
A Matrixy Cruella de Vil type of person.
Yeah. So a lot of symbolism there, I guess. A lot of trolling, I would say.
Good times.
Yeah.
And the response, I'm sure, is as expected.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously, I was looking on Twitter and Antichrist was trending. So, and that's part of this.
That's how you know Elon's in charge, is Antichrist can trend.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Nuremberg was trending. all these sorts of things. It's amazing what happens when you take the limiter off of the algorithms.
Well, also Trump is dead was trending, and a bunch of people, Elon did this to himself, a self-inflicting wound. Now look at this fake news about Trump being dead. Trump is dead trending, which is hilarious because it's like, oh wow, you're defending Trump now? The wokey progressives?
Oh yeah, no, people's minds are completely glitching out trying to be mean to Elon because they're having to, I don't know, make points that make no sense and take sides that they would never do. Of course, I
can't believe the amount of social upheaval this Twitter thing has caused, especially in light of the elections being in like a week and a half or something, or a week, I guess. It's a week from yesterday. Bloomberg has Twitter limits content enforcement work as U.S. election looms. And then the subheadings here: Musk's social network freezes some access to moderation tools. Workers cite concerns about misinformation ahead of midterms. And most people who work in Twitter's trust and safety organization are currently unable to alter or penalize accounts that break rules around misleading information, offensive posts, and hate speech, except for the most high impact violations that would involve real world harm, according to people familiar with the matter.
Some would argue as it should be. You shouldn't be censoring things unless it could have real world harm.
Unless the surveillance apparatus catches it on video and the world can affirm it.
Does not count.
Yeah. But this is a great Trojan horse for that, isn't it? Just like, well, can you verify it? Was there video? Well, the surveillance camera caught this, and that kind of, I think, relates to another thing we'll talk about later with Pelosi.
Yeah, of course. But the biggest news, Gons, to wrap up our Elon update here is coming from NBC. It's all over the place. Millennials are abuzz with this news. Elon Musk might bring back Vine. Vine, Gons. Vine. The only social media platform that was ever worth existing. He might bring back. Now, who knows? He says a lot of things. Most of the things he says, he actually follows through with. It may not be on the timeline expected, but Vine, for those who don't know, was a beloved social media platform, especially by millennials. It was sort of a precursor. It was like a proto TikTok.
Right. I was going to say it began the short form era in earnest, I would say.
Short form video. Yeah. Short form video was its thing. And it was a beautiful place, Vine. There was, it was kind of before algorithms kind of took over. So that was why it died, was it didn't have any algorithms. It didn't have any suggestions. It was kind of this weird kind of little place where you could find people who made 6 seconds. It was limited to 6 seconds, 6 seconds repeating. So it would sort of seamlessly loop 6 seconds of video. And people got really creative. It forced just an incredible amounts of creativity to make a good Vine post. And it was very artsy. It was very weird. Like, it wasn't so point to camera and talk about something or something like that. No trends, no dances. It was very artsy and very strange. And a lot of comedians used it. Very popular. And then it was bought by Twitter and then summarily executed in the public square, in the backyard. They just put it down. And it was a very sad day. But he's talking about bringing it back, and it's an interesting timing for that because the Biden administration is very seriously considering destroying TikTok or a forced sale or shutting it down because of the connections to the CCP. So,
kind of like how Trump tried to do before.
Yeah, exactly. So
crazy.
It might bring back Vine, might be a viable option to replace TikTok in a way. Now, the code hasn't been touched since like 2012. So it's outdated. It won't work. I actually still have Vine on my phone. I just kept it there as a memorial. It doesn't even work. You can't, it doesn't open an app or anything. It's just a little icon. But we'll see what happens. So
I have
weird millennials out there will be happy to hear that Vine might have a future.
I have an exit strategy proposal. We make an app called Leaf. It's just a leaf. It's not a vine. It's not a bird tweeting.
Sure.
Tweet. And all you can upload is videos that are less than 1 second.
Yeah. See, this is why we're going to be podcasting forever. Is because we cannot come up with a viable.
Why is that not viable? The AI will love it. The AI brains would soak that thing up.
Yeah, I think much like Vine, which was just sort of too soon. Like it was too soon for its perfect place in the world. I think your idea might be too soon. We got to wait until the neural links are implanted where the human brain can actually comprehend less than a second of video.
Yeah,
but hang on to that, Gons, because in about 2030, that might be a good time to bring
people will think that it's just an image, these videos, but they're not. They're 1 second videos.
Yeah.
Call it what?
Okay. Twig?
Twig. Oh, I like that. There you go.
Twig.
Twig is better than Leaf. This is why. This is why we split everything.
You spell it TWYG though.
Oh, so
Twig.
hip.